how do you transition from a non-FP&A background to an FP&A domain? It's not just few tips on on fingers which you can count on, and then overnight you can work on it and be ready for FP&A domain. No, it's a long-term strategy that you need to keep building on, which would not only help you, yeah, which would not only help you make a successful career in FP&A, but also be a good resource, a successful resource overall. All right. So, like I said, it is going to be a long-term strategic approach, which would be a combination of skill development, networking, and targeted application strategies. How? Let's see. So, before we start, I mean, a lot of people make this mistake. They think they are going to learn on the job, and they don't need a lot of understanding of FP&A, which in some cases may be okay. I mean, if you're a fresher and you've just started your career, the hiring managers, we don't expect you to be a well versed in FP&A, expect you to start performing from day one. Obviously, we do expect you to have the basic understanding and then learn while on the job. But nowadays, with so much competition around and with so much information already available on the internet and otherwise, the basic expectation from a candidate is that he should have a decent level of understanding for the profile that he's being interviewed for. So, this is not limited to FP&A. Any domain, any profile that you are trying to make a career out of, okay, first try and understand what does that profile do. Don't be in a hurry. Don't make the mistakes that we did at the start of our career. 19-20 years back, we did not have these many resources at our disposal. We did not had online coaches available who can explain us, who can conduct a session, who can mentor us and explain us what different profile mean. But nowadays you have all the information available, so make use of it. Understand the profile first, at least have the basic level of understanding, and then you start making taking the first steps towards building your career. So what's the essential skills that you need for FP&A? Number one, obviously, is the financial analysis. Now, again, a lot of people ask me that, do you need to be a proficient in accountancy and bookkeeping? Do you need to be a proficient in accountant, a good accountant, in order to do well in FP&A? And I say no. You don't have to be a proficient accountant. You just have to be a decent understanding of FP&A function, right? So you just need to have a decent understanding of the FP&A functions and finances overall, so that you can interpret the financial statements and start analyzing the data. Then obviously you have financial modeling, which is a whole new topic altogether. Now here, one thing that you need to understand is financial modeling is a comprehensive topic. We have financial modeling in investment banking also, and financial modeling in FP&A also. Financial modeling in investment banking is slightly different and more comprehensive as compared to financial modeling in FP&A. So you need to understand the difference. Then obviously you need to work with a lot of data, so data analysis skills is required. Number four, and very important, is business acumen. From today, if you wish to make a career in FP&A, start developing the understanding of a business. Pick any company, any two, three, four companies of your choice, of your target companies, maybe your dream company, and start analyzing on how does that company work, how does that company earn the revenue, right? What are its revenue model? What is its revenue model? What may be its revenue streams? What may be its common expenses, the bigger expense heads? And how does this recognizes its revenue? How does this analyzes its profit? How is it growing and everything? This is the foremost understanding that we assess when we interview someone for FP&A domain. How much of a business knowledge do you have? Do you understand the business as a whole? Because otherwise it's very easier for anyone to step into FP&A, right? Then obviously goes without saying, communication skills. You need this for almost every profile nowadays. So is FP&A, because you'll be giving a lot more presentation. You'll be handling with a lot a number of clients and external stakeholders. So you need to have a decent communication skills and presentation skills. Then obviously, last but not the least, is technical skills. uh, when it comes to technical skills, again, this is the question that I get a lot. Sir, do I need to learn, SAP or Power BI or, Anaplan or Advanced Excel or Chat GPT? There are so many things to learn in the market. So how do you pick which one to go for? And this is where, your on-the-job learning comes into play. So you may not be able to learn everything when it comes to learning IT and learning technology. Obviously, you have limited time and you have your own limitations. But pick one or two commonly prevailing tools. That can be Anaplan, that can be Tableau, that can be Power BI, and then try and earn a certification in it. Just a small certification. Don't spend too much, but from the understanding point of view, try and learn it so that you can incorporate that skill in your CV. Right? So you need to have the good technical skills as well. Core functions of FP&A. Very important to understand. Don't just walk into an interview or start applying before understanding what does FP&A team actually do. Right? So we start with performance management. So we have KPIs, and then we measure KPIs. So we evaluate the performance of the company basis KPIs. If any one of you don't know the meaning of KPI, I don't blame you, but then my recommendation would be to go back, Google, and learn about KPI. If you're aspiring to build a career in FP&A or finance in general, this is something that you should know. All right. So we start with performance management. We do a lot of planning. So budgeting and forecasting goes into it. Then in order to perform planning, you need to have the variance analysis done so that you can use the understanding and insights from that variance analysis to perform the budgeting and forecasting exercise. Financial modeling we've already covered. We do a lot of reporting and analysis, and we work with stakeholders. Hence, we act as business partners in companies' effort to uh, form a strategy and track the actuals against the strategy. Now, you know, this is all said and done. Whatever we covered in the previous slide was very general. Everybody knows it in a way. So, what is FP&A? What do we do in FP&A? And what is it that you should know? I just mentioned it because a lot of people don't pay attention to it. They just start stepping into playground before understanding the rules of the games. Right? It does not work that way. You need to have at least the basic understanding of how the FP&A work before you start thinking of building a career in FP&A. But say you achieved that, you have the basic understanding of how does the FP&A work. So how do you develop that skills given that you are currently in the non-FP&A background? So this slide is going to give the answer of that. You need to identify the relevant skills from the current domain. You may not have all the skills, right? So what are the essential skills? You need to have the business acumen. You need to understand the planning and budgeting function. You need to have the basic understanding of accounting, the technical skills and everything. So you may not have all these skills, but then try and identify the skills that you currently have from your current domain. That can be accounts payable, that can be accounts receivable, record to report, I don't know, audit, internal audit, risk, can be anything. So analytical skills. All of us do perform a bit of analytical problem solving skills, data analysis, some way or the other in our day-to-day working. You may be sending a number of reports. So today when you go back or tomorrow when you join the office, try and understand the reasoning behind that report. If I ask you to give me a report monthly or weekly or even daily, try and question yourself and try and question the stakeholder. Why do we need this report on a defined frequency? Why weekly? Why monthly? Why not at some other time? And why do we need only this data? There is a thought process behind it, which we expect you to know if you want to get hired in FP&A. Technical skills I've already covered. So identify a few of those commonly prevailing tools in the market and then try to learn it. Now, if you ask me, Power BI, SAP, Anaplan, they are currently more prevailing in FP&A domain. Okay, try and improving your communication skills. Give presentation in your current domain wherever possible. uh, Join clubs. Nowadays you have a lot of clubs. I myself was a part of Toastmasters club for a long time. So join clubs, and wherever you get the opportunity to speak or to address a large set of people, especially people with good position in the company, do take up that opportunity and do make use of it. That's how you improve your communication skills. Project management. So take up ad hoc projects in your daily life, in your daily work life. You do get these opportunities to be a part of some or the other project. So do take up these things. This would help you understand the business better, and this would help you improve your business acumen skills, right? Once you've done that, start quantifying your achievements. What does quantifying means? Quantifying means you start presenting skills in such a manner that someone who's about to hire you starts visualizing that skills. Okay, so if I say that I saved a lot of cost for my company by preparing an Excel file which automated the invoice generation. Okay, so previously we used to manually prepare the invoices. Now I created an automated file that takes the data and automatically generates the invoices. So this saves a lot of time, right? Versus if I say that my Excel automated file saved 250 man hours in a year. So this helps the interviewer imagine what you have saved. So he starts counting 250 man hours. 1 man hour is going to cost him this much. So that means if I am paying you say 8 lakh per month, and you are able to save through that say 1.5 lakh per month, you've really done your job well. Okay, or maybe I identified, say you are in accounts receivable domain, and you say that I identified the potential customers, I followed up with him, and then I made sure that out of the 100,000 receivable, he pays us at least the 50,000. So we've written off that 100,000, but I was able to get that $50,000, right? So this is how you are quantifying your achievements. You don't need to exaggerate it. You don't need to make up anything. But if you've done these things, you can start quantifying it. If you need my help, or if you need an expert help, there are experts available currently in the market who can help you build your CV in such a manner. I myself provide the CV revamping services, where I prepare CV for my candidates so that they can quantify their achievements and increase their chances of getting selected. All right. Now, continuing our talk on bridging the gaps. Okay, what essentially are we doing? We are bridging the gaps of skill set. So we've already seen how do you improve your skills. Now let's look at how do we improve the academic skills. Again, this is the most common thought process that I'm sure you may have. CAs get hired easily. You need to be a CA, CPA, CFA in order to be a part of FP&A. One of the most common prevalent myth, I would say. While having a good degree does help, it's not a guarantee. It's not a prerequisite in FP&A that you need to have such and such degree, right? Just go and look, check the profiles of few FP&A professionals on LinkedIn. Not all of them are chartered accountants or CPAs, right? Some of them have very common generic commerce profiles, right? However, with the current market where competition is high, there the degree is gradually playing higher role. So I'm not discouraging you from pursuing a good degree, but what I'm trying to tell you is, if you don't have it, and if you're not in a position currently to have a formal education and get a degree, don't get discouraged. Still, your skill set matters. more than your degree, right? So let me cover it in few sets. Say you're in the stage where you're currently pursuing a degree. You're in chartered accountancy final, CA final, or CFA final, or CFA or CP, anything that you're currently pursuing. Don't give it up. Do complete it, because this would enhance your candidature, right? So this would help you. That is one. Second, say you have left and you are, because of the family obligations, because of the financial restriction, you don't have option to go for those degrees. What to do in that case? I'll come to it. Okay. So in that case, we have short-term certification courses that would help you. That would, that won't make you at par with the chartered accountants and other degree holders, but at least the whole purpose is not to compete with the chartered accountants. The whole purpose is to elevate your profile gradually, right? Say both of you are at this stage. A person completing chartered accountant he has moved from level 1 to level 5. At least you'll be in level 3 with that certification course. So you can make up for these two missed levels by your communication, by your skill set, right? So whatever helps you elevate your profile, you need to do that. So this is why we have online courses and resources. So first, aim for formal education. If not, then go for online resources. Third is your skill set, your technical skills. So Excel proficiency. Many companies nowadays have Excel test, MS Excel test, before they even start interviewing you, right? Or some companies have this. After interview, they assess you on your MS Excel skills. And let me tell you, it's equally serious. Don't take it lightly, right? So if you're not able to clear that MS Excel test, you fail, right? So improve your MS Excel skills as much as possible. You have new functions and formulas and new technology coming every day. Only, in MS Excel only, right? So forget about the whole automation and AI and everything. That would be secondary. At least whatever you have currently. So uh, have your mastery in that, and then uh, try and achieve those skills, those technical skills, so that again you can elevate your profile. Then you have financial modeling skills. Whatever financial modeling course, if you are planning to do, there are several financial modeling course available. Like I said, financial modeling at investment banking is slightly different than financial modeling in FP&A. Okay, so once again, assess that. Don't go for too expensive course. Go for the course which is medium range, but then which would help you gain those financial modeling skills. Yeah. So how does academics work? Number one is, obviously, you should have a formal education. If you don't have, that's fine. Don't get disheartened. Try and work in rest of the parameters. So think of this as five subjects, right? Even if you don't score well in any of the subjects, say you don't have the good degree in formal education, try and score well in the other parameters, and that's how you will succeed. Making a successful career in FP&A is a combination of many factors. So don't just focus on one factor and self-reject yourself. Moving on. So we've seen how does academic work. Excel is something that I would again and again recommend. No matter how many tools come, how sophisticated technology becomes, Excel normally is always in the fashion, right? So do master the commonly used functions and formulas of MS Excel. Practice it on a day-to-day basis. Become a pro, literally. Don't just don't just learn Excel for the purpose of presenting it in your CV, but learn Excel from the practical point of view. Even in your day-to-day work, if you are good at Excel, you will be respected more, right? So that's the key. Very important. This is especially for you guys. Network building and connections, right? A lot of people talk about it, and this has now started to become cliche. Everybody speak about building a good network, but let me tell you, building a good network is not how you think it should be done. So a lot of people, what they do is they send requests to someone whom they find worthy enough. So if they find someone hiring, if they find someone in HR, someone with good decent experience in FP&A, they would send a connection request. And then if the connection request gets accepted, they would then send a message that please, I'm looking for a job, please give me a job, something like that, which unfortunately does not work. So if not this, then what? Making a connection with someone, especially online, is similar to making a friend. Okay, you don't make a friend just by sending one message. You make a friend, you build a connection over time, you get acquaintance, then you build a relationship, and then you build a bond. So if you don't need to make connection with 100 folks on LinkedIn. Just pick 5 or 10 folks, and from those 5 or 10 folks, try and give your attention to those people. Engage on their post. Just message them once in a while that I really like this post of your, or maybe I don't agree with this post of your, whatever it is. You don't really have to butter them in order to make connection with them. Make genuine connection, make honest connections with them, and make connections without any self-interest. Don't start making connection when you need a job. In fact, start making connection when you don't need anything from them, so that when the time comes when you actually need something, you are in a good position to ask that thing from them, and they prioritize you over other people. So that's how connections are built over LinkedIn. Believe me, because I do get around 20-30 messages every day, and it's not humanly possible for me to respond to every messages. But then yes, I do observe people who engage on my post. I do observe people who message me with something worthwhile and with no self interest, and then I do remember them by their face, and by their name and by their profile. So I have their profile on top of my mind whenever I get a vacancy from my network. So that's how connections are built, right? And don't limit it to LinkedIn itself. I know, I mean, some of you may be introverts and maybe finding it awkward enough, but then get out of your comfort zone. This, it's not that introverts don't have friends, right? So you just step out of your comfort zone. Even in your office, what you need to do is, uh, even in your office, is uh, talk to people who are not from your team, especially who are from FP&A team, especially people with a higher positions. So just say hi to them, speak to them for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It may get awkward at the beginning, but trust me, you are gradually building that relationship, right? In fact, what you may also do is you may ask them if there is anything that you can help them with in their endeavor, in their project, whatever, with little or more knowledge that you may have, right? Then right now you have company meetups and everything. You have coffee meetups and everything. Ask question with people who are in good position, so that they will remember you, right? Make your presence felt, right? Then you have informational interviews. So nowadays you have many people offering their services of providing one-to-one guidance, mock interviews. I myself do that. So invest in yourself. Don't think of this money as an extravaganza. This is something that you are investing in yourself. Think about it. If you're spending 1,000 to 2,000 rupees today, and that helps you get up an improved package of at least or 15 to 20% hike, so that translate into 2 to 5 lakhs a year. So that investment has helped you become a better professional. Ultimately it would help you financially also, right? So focus on building networks, focus on building good meaningful connections. Trust me, this is going to help you in long term, if not today, right? Conducting informational interviews. So reach out to FP&A professionals, learn about their experiences. I don't remember people, very many people asking me, sir, what did you do to move from non-FP&A to FP&A profile? So then I myself started sharing it, because I wanted people to know and learn and adapt those strategies, right? Gain insights, opportunity to ask for advice. All right. Then we come to tailoring your resume and, if applicable, cover letter. Right. Again, this involve a lot of change in strategy, and let me know if you're also making this mistake. So what we do is, whenever we want to make a career, or whenever we want to, you know, we feel that we've already spent 2 years, 3 years in a company, and we are now in a need of job. They are not paying me well, or they are not promoting me, or my manager is not good. Then it's at that time we realize that we need a job. So then what do? We first call our friends. Hey buddy, do you have a vacancy in your company? Or we just message them, right? If we don't want to talk to them, we just message them, do you have a vacancy, right? Then what do? We go on LinkedIn and try and message people. Do you have a vacancy? Do you have a vacancy? Do you have a vacancy? Right? And then what we do is, we create a profile, we create a CV, we create a LinkedIn profile, we create a Naukri profile. We go to Naukri, we upload our CV, we click on 10 open positions, click, apply all together. We do the similar thing in LinkedIn also. We just go apply, upload CV, apply, upload CV, and done. Right? If we are lucky, we get calls, right, from recruiters, and then when we say about our experience and everything, and then we don't get a call back, and then they ghost us, and then we get demotivated. We feel, there's no point trying, because I've been trying this for so many months and I'm not getting even any call or any response. So change your strategy. Right? How? Number one, create a master CV. Okay, your CV should match the job requirement. Before blindly applying to 10 or 100 job vacancies, go through the job vacancies. Okay, go through the job description. What is it that they're asking? So devote that half an hour daily, and in that half an hour, don't do anything. Don't pick up calls, don't check LinkedIn, Instagram, any social media. Don't speak to anyone. But half an hour of each day should be devoted to just your job search. In that half an hour, you'll go through the job description in detail. What is it that they have asked? Prepare your CV according to it. Customize your CV. At least change the statements to reflect those skill set which they have asked. Don't lie. Just customize it a bit. Okay, and then apply it. Once you've applied, then go to LinkedIn, see who's the hiring manager, who's the recruiter, message them. Take LinkedIn premium for that purpose. Okay, message them that I've applied. If you could push my CV, or if you could help me get an interview, I'd really appreciate. Don't end your effort there. If you Because chances are that they may not respond. So message 10 people from the same company. At least one of them would respond. Right? So this way, what you're doing is you're applying with a better preparation. While you do that, you also start building meaningful connection with relevant people. Don't ask them for a vacancy right away. Just give your introduction. Don't even tell them that you're looking for a job. Just tell them that I really like your profile and the content you're sharing, and I really want you to post about this, or I want to learn more about it, something. Okay, anything that gets your discussion going. Right? So start building meaningful connection. Maybe not now, but in 15 days, a month from now, you'll be in a position to ask for a favor. Right? Meanwhile, keep applying and keep updating yourself. Okay, see from that job description, what is it that they want, what possible questions that they may be asking. If you can't do it yourself, get a mentor's help, and then prepare yourself. When you get the recruiter's call, don't mention it, don't make it too obvious that you are from non-FP&A background. Just tell them about your profile, that I do this, I perform analysis, I perform forecasting. Even if say you are in R2R, you don't have to mention. You just say I perform month-end closing, and I perform balance sheet reconciliation and financial analysis and financial reporting. If you're from accounts payable, say I do vendor forecasting, I perform the payables analysis and all those things. I do the vendor background check, etc. If you are from AR, similarly similar things. The recruiters, the initial recruiters, they don't have much idea. They if you just mention about them something which is similar to the job vacancy, there are high chances that they are going to push your CV towards the interview. Once you have the interview arranged, do make every effort, take somebody's help, give mock interviews, go to a mirror. If you don't want to spend money, go to a mirror, give mock interviews, and go well prepared for that interview. I assure you that with this consistent and persistent effort, you are going to land an FP&A job. Okay, so do tailor your resume, customize your application, and then prepare for interviews. Uh, for if you are looking for common interview questions, I'll be uploading it in on LinkedIn sometime next week. So do keep a watch on what I'm posting, and I'll be uploading it in the form of the document. So do bookmark it, and I'm sure this that is going to help you, right?